The #1 high school lacrosse recruit in the class of 2016 was Jeff Teat, an attackman from the Hill Academy and Cornell commit. Teat is most certainly a household name in college lacrosse. He broke Rob Pennell's rookie scoring record and finished with 72 points. He also set the single game freshman scoring record with 11 points against UVA, and then broke it again when he scored 12 points against Princeton later that year. Since then, he's racked up countless All-American, All-Ivy Leagues, Twarton Award watch lists, pretty much any college lacrosse award you can ask for. Teams will literally take one defender on their team and try to shut him off the entire game, so he doesn't touch the ball. That's how talented this man really is. Without a doubt, Teat has surpassed expectations even as the #1 recruit, and this guy has a chance to absolutely tear it up in the pro game. The #2 high school lacrosse recruit was Dox Aitken from the Haverford School in Pennsylvania, committing to play at UVA. Just like Jeff Teat, Aitken has been absolutely dominating from the day he stepped on campus. I mean, he scored a hat trick in 4 out of his first 5 games as a freshman. Pretty good start if you ask me. That year, he shattered UVA's freshman midfielder record for 29 goals and 40 total points, and was named an honorable mention All-American. He followed that up by having 3 more All-American seasons, twice becoming a first-team All-American. He was also a crucial piece in UVA winning their first national championship since 2011. Dox is so athletic that after the 2020 COVID season, he transferred to Villanova to play football. With all the delays in the season, he's back at UVA for his final lacrosse season and making defenders look absolutely silly. And it's just too fun to watch. Dox has certainly exceeded expectations and has the athleticism and physicality to become a great pro midfielder. And the #3 recruit was an athletic football and lacrosse player from Florida named Bernhardt, who committed to play for the Maryland Terrapins. Well, a few years later, that man is arguably the greatest player in Maryland lacrosse history. He started every game of his career, and he's arguably the best player in college lacrosse right now. He started off his freshman year winning a national championship, following it up with 56 and 78 point seasons during his sophomore and junior years, and having an amazing 2020 COVID season. Just like Dox, Bernhardt actually opted to play football in the fall this year at Division II Ferris State, but after COVID delayed everything, he's back in College Park for his 5th and final year, and it's currently #1 on the Twarton Award watch list as the nation's best player. I mean, Bernhardt has exceeded every expectation and will probably go #1 in the PLL draft. Okay, take a bow, Inside Lacrosse. These top 3 recruits were right on the money. The #4 recruit was Ethan Walker out of the Culver Academy, who committed to play at Denver. Oh boy, is Denver glad they got Walker. Ethan started every game his freshman year and dropped a whopping 72 points. Pretty ridiculous numbers if you ask me, which gave him a USILA All-American honorable mention. Probably got snubbed, to be honest with you. He followed that up with a 70 and then 50 point season and is still crushing it on Denver to this day as one of the most dangerous lefty wing shooters in all of college lacrosse. He recently passed Westberg as Denver's all-time leading point scorer, and he's definitely one of the best players to ever wear a Pioneers jersey. I'm excited to see who might take Walker in the PLL draft. I think he's performed above expectations in every way. And the #5 recruit was Ryan McNulty, a defender/LSM who opted to play at Loyola. At 6'2", 200 pounds, McNulty is a physically dominant defender who's been a marquee piece of Loyola's defense for several years. He battled with some injuries during his freshman year, but has been wreaking havoc ever since, earning honorable mention and then 2nd team All-American honors, and becoming a captain as a junior for Loyola. I think you can make the argument either way. I'm going to say he's met expectations since he's been a starting LSM ever since he's played there, but you can make the argument that he's exceeding expectations too. And the #6 recruit is one of the biggest players in all of college lacrosse, Cole Williams from Johns Hopkins. Standing at 6'5" and weighing over 215 pounds, Williams uses his size to straight up body defenders. He made his impact well known his freshman year, playing in all 15 games, following it up with a strong sophomore campaign, earning All-American honorable mention. He's had a solid career at Hopkins, and it really looked like he was on a trajectory to becoming elite, but unfortunately he never became that blue chip top attackman that most people thought he would be. From 2017 to 2020, he never shot over 27%, so it's his shooting struggles that might be an issue. Although I really enjoy watching Williams play, he's the first player on this list to probably perform below expectations. Also, did you know that Mac O'Keefe, Michael Krause, Jackson Morrill, JT Giles Harris, Ryan Tierney, they were all left out of the top 10. Jake Caraway, one of the leading scorers in college lacrosse, wasn't even ranked in the top 100. If you're a current high school lacrosse player who feels overlooked, keep going. Although it's cool to have a high school ranking, it does not dictate how you play at the next level. By the way, you can always subscribe to the free Lax Weekly email newsletter packed with tips on how how to become a better lacrosse player. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go subscribe now. And next up at number 7, we have Joey Manown, a highly rated and crafty attackman out of Rhode Island, and current player on the Duke lacrosse team. Joey has certainly been a name we've heard plenty in the past 5 years, as he started in almost every game he played in from 2017 to 2020. He's amassed 120 points so far in his time at Duke, and has scored some big goals in big games, like when he scored 2 clutch goals in the 2018 National Championship game against Yale. Although Joey has certainly made his impact known at Duke, he never scored more than 37 points in a season, and honestly hasn't seen much time in 2021. I would have to say he's performed below expectations as a top 10 recruit, but he definitely has a college lacrosse career that anyone would be proud of. And coming in hot at number 8, we have Will Perry, a midfielder for UNC. Perry has a cannon of an outside shot, and his talents have certainly been showcased for the Heels. Perry made an immediate impact, getting playing time in every game as a freshman, and starting in pretty much every game after that. This year, he's tearing it up for the Heels, and has consistently been a perimeter threat. Just having Perry on the field opens up so many passing lanes, because the defense knows they have to guard him from so far out. I really want to say Perry has met expectations as a starting midfielder for UNC, but the fact that he's never earned any sort of All-American honors forces me to say he's performed a little bit below expectations. I still think he's a great player, and could honestly play pro lacrosse if he puts his mind to it. And at number 9, we have Brian Willetts, a former attackman at Notre Dame. Willetts is another big guy, standing at 6'4", 200 pounds. Willetts found playing time as a freshman, playing in 14 games and finishing with 8 points, and he started every game for the rest of his Notre Dame career. Willetts had some pretty big goals, primarily as a righty wing shooter and crease guy, and he was a mainstay on the Notre Dame offense for a while. Although he started plenty of games, his point production was pretty subpar, recording 17 and 36 points during his sophomore and junior seasons. No disrespect, but as a top 10 recruit, Brian Willetts performed below expectations. And finally at number 10, here's a lacrosse player you probably don't know. Michael Sowers, an attackman at Princeton and now Duke. Just kidding, Sowers is certainly one of the top, if not the top players in all of college lacrosse. He broke just about every Princeton lacrosse record possible, despite not playing a full season in 2020. He definitely has the best change of direction in all of college lacrosse, and plenty of people think he's worthy of a number 1 pick in the PLL draft. He's currently the leading scorer for the Blue Devils, and although he's not putting up video game numbers like he did at Princeton, everybody knows Sowers is easily a top player in the entire game. I actually made a video with every point during his 2020 season, when he was on track to break tons of college lacrosse records. There's only one thing I know for sure. Sowers has performed above every expectation you could put on him, and then 100 times more than that. Okay, so overall there were 5 players who exceeded expectations, 1 player who met expectations, and 4 players who performed below expectations. But there were no absolute busts. Every single player on this top 10 list got significant playing time for their team. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Inside Lacrosse did a pretty admirable job, considering the fact that Jeff Teat, Jared Bernhardt, and Michael Sowers are the consensus top 3 picks for the PLL draft. What video would you like to see next? I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. I hope you have a fantastic day.